firearm on him. So that alone, him being a felon around a firearm, that alone could do, you know what I'm saying, everything that you needed to do. But yeah, so that alone could make it, 10 times worse. So yeah, man.
I know that you have security and you need security. You can be within arm's reach of a firearm that is in the possession of either licensed law enforcement or licensed security personnel that are in your security detail or anybody that you're performing with. Uh, you are to submit to random drug screens and not use any drugs unless they are prescribed for you by a licensed physician. You are to execute a Fourth Amendment waiver that will permit the search of your person, residence, vehicles, and electronics for any firearms, any criminal street gang paraphernalia, or any illicit drugs.
So, chat, that alone, I mean, he got him. He shouldn't be around firearms, period. Let alone making. He shouldn't be making threats.
I
Let
watched the
alone
full
around
sentencing. I heard
firearms.
what Young Thug had to say towards the end, how he took full accountability, how this life is behind him, and Your Honor, when he comes home, he's gonna serve the community. I heard it all, man. And then Thug's first day out, man, Thug is rapping about how he don't F with rats, how y'all rats, how I said, man, Young Thug ain't learned a goddamn thing in jail, man. He came home and started calling himself King Slime. Okay? Now, more evidence that Young Thug ain't learned a goddamn thing in jail is this run-in with Charleston White. Now, when your probation is that strict, when you gotta follow conditions that strict, the last person you probably want to run into is Charleston White. Right now, Charleston White has been really critical of Young Thug online, very critical, even more critical when Charleston White and YSL Woody, you know, began to do business and formed a friendship before that collapsed and that ended, and now they beefing. But especially when they were cool, Charleston White talked about Young Thug like an absolute dog, which is why when Young Thug seen Charleston White, he wasn't so happy.
They getting broke. Then they kill Nut. Boy, they killed Nut. Nut was the best thing Atlanta has seen in a long time.
Charleston White, what the hell do you have going on, man? Why do we got this motherfucker on here with a motherfucking... I don't even know. I don't even know.
You niggas kill a nigga like Nut, but ain't nothing like the nigga like Nut. Y'all got a nigga like Thugger that done divided the city. Cause he ugly. He ain't got no muscles. He ugly.
Charleston White has clearly lost his marbles. And we're just trying to figure out at this point what's going on.
I can understand why you want to put hands on this man after hearing that. But I wouldn't care if Charleston White called my mama out her name. If I'm on paperwork, when I see him, I'm going to shake his hand. Good to see you, sir. And keep it pushing, man. And if something does happen to him, I don't want to be in the building. I don't want to be in the same country when it happens. I'm straight. I don't even want it to be anybody who's associated with me who does it. But Young Thug apparently couldn't control his impulses when he seen Charleston White, and he decided he was gonna try to like scare Charleston White with the same age-old street dude tactics. Not knowing, bruh, yo, these new age of civilians and rats, we a little different, bruh. We tough rats nowadays, okay? All right, we learned the blueprint to dealing with street dudes, okay? We got the police on our side. Y'all don't really want no smoke with the police. Y'all scared of jail. All right? So we now know what makes y'all scared and fearful. At first, you guys knew what the game plan was with us, threatening our families, threatening our livelihoods. Because for the most part, we not willing to take it there where y'all want to take it, right? We have something to live for. Y'all don't. But we know one group of people who don't give a damn where y'all want to take it. They ready to take it where y'all want to take it. And that's the police. So when we got next to the police, now we could pop it how we want to pop it, because y'all don't want to pop it with who on our side, which is the police. So Young Thug must have been...
Now, this is always a very controversial topic. I don't understand, like, okay, Now, I'm not gonna talk stuff or talk smack, just because I don't deal in the streets. So I'm not gonna talk smack. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and just because somebody has chose that path or chose that direction with their life doesn't mean that I have to do it. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna disrespect them for their choices. Doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying. You can only see, you can only know what you know. If you don't know that there's a better way, then how would you ever know? So, with me knowing that there's a better way, and that even as far as hustling, like, a lot of the guys are in the streets because they want to make money. You don't have to be in the streets to hustle, gang. And this is for my younger generation. Like, if I got a little bit of a platform, I feel like what I should do with it is let them know that you don't have to be in the streets to hustle. You don't have to be in the streets to make music. Plenty of people have done it. Some of the most successful people in that lane are ones that didn't do drugs. Didn't be in the streets with the murders and the killing. You don't have Country Wayne was a hustler through and through and didn't even carry a gun. So I find it weird how people wanna. I'm a little bit off topic, but we're gonna keep it going, man. Check him out
for a long time because apparently he's not really hip to these new age rats. Okay, Young Thug decided it was smart to threaten Charleston White's life.
They ain't ready for that mate. They so dumb. Man, approach me now. Catch the foot.
Jeffrey Williams, let me explain something to you. You on probation, right? You just approached me, threatening me. Your words was, we step on, okay? You didn't say I, you made it plural. You said we, so that's in cohorts. I mean a gang. You on probation. Then you had a fella with you that was possessing a gun.
And see, this is the most dangerous type of individual. They say Charleston White is a dangerous type of individual. They say Young Thug is a dangerous individual. Charleston White is a very dangerous individual because this is somebody who play dirty and know the rule book. This is like the supervisor at your job. He plays dirty, just dirty enough for you to cross that line and for you to step out and be asked out. So you have to be very careful with how you carry yourself around these type of people. Now, nothing's wrong with being this type of person. If you're going to be in a battle, you want to be this type of person because he knows all the rules, and I don't step into nothing without knowing all the rules. So I know that I can't just talk crazy to people because I know. It just doesn't make sense for where I'm trying to go,
You are not supposed to be around with people that had guns. Eyewitness, along with other witnesses, saw your friend with the short body, with the fat, pudgy stomach that hangs above or over his waistline like a kangaroo pouch. The fat clutching the gun. His exact words as he was clutching the gun or appearing to be clutching the gun. Was a gun. I think it was a gun. I believe it was a gun. Right? That makes it aggravated. His words was, don't lose your life in trouble. My words was, do it. Then other people came out and interfered. I proceeded to brandish the mace and pull out the mace and say, you get mace.
Music is one of the best ways to express your feelings. That's why today we're going to do some.
Now, in the beginning of this video, we watched the sentencing of Young Thug, and that white woman told Young Thug specifically, you cannot be around anybody with a gun if they're not security. I don't think a short, stout, pudgy man with no security reference on anything and who's telling people don't lose your life here tonight, I don't think that's security. I don't think that has the temperament of security. So if Young Thug is still rolling around with street dudes with guns as his security, Young Thug won't be a free man for long. Now, Charleston White plans on.
No, he won't be a free man for long because if somebody ain't got that security clearance badge, you're going to jail, sir. Because this is not conducive to what we agreed upon in that contract.
Taking additional steps to make sure Young Thug gets in trouble. Now, I don't know how successful Charleston White will be with this, but he's still going to try. Charleston White says he's going to call Young Thug's probation officers or the parole office, and he's going to report a terroristic threat. Now, when you are brandishing a firearm, Charleston White says he could see them clutching on the firearm while making terroristic threats about Charleston White losing his life. That's terroristic threats.
And a threat of somebody you taking somebody's life away, that is a major threat, man. That is a major threat. And that's just something that you can't just have it walking around because yes, in our culture, we normalize, oh, I kill that nigga. I'll do this. I'll unalive him. I'll do this. We normalize that. If you go to any other culture, if you say that to somebody, they're going to take it seriously. Like that is almost that's a homicidal thought. You know what I mean? So we normalize it in our culture, which it shouldn't be, but in today's day and age, it is.
If Charleston White has his own recording, if Charleston White somehow got footage of this, a Young Thug is in the vicinity, that can be very bad news for Young Thug. If there's one person I know who's gonna go through with this, it's Charleston White. I don't know what Young Thug was thinking. I don't know why you would even engage Charleston White. Why would you even waste your time with Charleston White? Why would you do this to yourself? But he did it to himself, and he's gonna have to reap the consequences of it.
So I understand we was on a private airport's property, which is under the Federal Aviation Administration. So first thing Monday morning, because you said Jeffrey Williams on probation, aka King Slime, aka Young Thug, you said.
But if you didn't file a police report right then and there, ain't it like null and void?
We step on your other brother, your goon with the gang chain, the YSL spider chain, pretending to clutch a gun as he was to be brandishing and holding the gun, said don't lose your life. I am now in fear of my life. Swear to God I am. I'm going to contact my attorney first thing Monday morning. We will be going to the courts to file a restraining order against you for my protection. Not only that, I will be contacting the federal authorities because you made a threat while possessing a gun on federal property, a private airport. I'm pressing charges on you, Jeffrey. I know you're on probation. You finna go to jail. I swear to God, you will. I'm doing everything because you got me afraid for my life. You are a gang leader. I don't even know why you was at the Drewski Could Have Been Love reunion. You wasn't on one episode, ugly. I don't even know what you were there for. Bothered me. And you waited till I was by myself. You waited till I was by myself and approached me with a gang of guys, thinking that you was going to intimidate me and cause me to be in fear. And guess what? You did.
I've seen a sentiment by Young Thug online that I have to highlight. Now, it was so simple yet profound. I was probably already thinking it, but they were first to put the thoughts on paper and had it online. So I have to highlight this and bring attention to it. This man is a philosopher. The street philosopher Two-Way J2 says, this ninja Young Thug might be the dumbest ninja I'd have never seen. And I agree. I don't think, based on this, there's nobody dumber than Young Thug. Ain't no way you on a 20-year sentence, 15 years probation, and not a year into it, you picking a fight and threatening Charleston White out of all people.
Charleston White out of all folks, man, it don't make sense.